Hi, I'm Amelia, and I help you make better money moves. On this channel, we break down finance into simple, practical steps so you can grow your money with confidence. I gave myself a challenge. Turn $100 into $1,000. No shortcuts. No gambling. No fake guru tricks. Just real investing. And what happened? It was not what I expected, because the hardest part wasn't making money. It was controlling my own decisions. Let me be honest with you. Most people don't fail at investing because they're stupid. They fail because they're impatient. They want speed in a game that rewards time. So I wanted to test something. What actually happens if a complete beginner starts with just $100 and tries to grow it the right way? Not hype, not luck, but strategy, discipline, and consistency. And along the way, I realized something uncomfortable. This challenge was never about turning $100 into $1,000. It was about turning my mindset from impulsive to intentional. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact strategy I used, the mistakes I made, the emotional battles nobody talks about, and the real timeline it took. And at the end, I'll show you how you can realistically do the same, even if you're starting from zero. The problem with fast money. Thinking before I even started, I had to face one truth. $100 to $1,000 sounds exciting, but it's also dangerous because it attracts the wrong mindset. Most people hear that and immediately think crypto, options trading, some hidden stock, quick flips, and that's exactly how beginners lose their first $100. Not because the opportunity didn't exist, but because they were chasing speed over skill. So I made a rule for this challenge. No gambling behavior, no all-in trades, no chasing hype, no emotional decisions. If I couldn't grow $100 the smart way, I wasn't prepared to handle $1,000. That was the mindset. The real strategy, step by step. All right, let's get practical. Here's exactly how I approached the challenge. Step 1. I stopped thinking about $100 as small. This is important because when money feels small, you treat it carelessly. You take bigger risks. You act impulsively. You don't respect it. But I flipped that. I told myself, this $100 is a test of who I am with money. Because if you can't grow $100 with discipline, you won't grow $10,000 either. Step 2. I chose simplicity over excitement. Instead of trying to find the perfect stock, I focused on broad, diversified investments. Why? Because beginners don't need to be right about one thing. They need to be consistent across many things. So I leaned toward market tracking investments, diversified funds, stable growth mindset. Not because it's flashy, but because it's repeatable. The reality check week 1 was humbling. Nothing exciting happened. No big gains, no crazy moves. And that's when the first dangerous thought showed up. This is too slow. That thought is what kills most beginners. Because slow feels wrong, even when it's correct. So I almost made my first mistake. I almost switched strategies. Almost chased something trending. Almost turned this into a gamble. But I didn't. And that decision mattered more than any profit. Because investing is not about what you do once. It's about what you repeat. The first small win. After a few weeks, I saw my first small gain. Nothing crazy. Maybe a few dollars. And you know what? It felt underwhelming, but also powerful. Because it proved something. The system works. The process is real. Growth is happening, even if it's slow. And that's when I understood something most people miss. The first goal is not to make money. It's to build belief. Because once you believe the process works, you stop chasing shortcuts. The biggest mistake I made. Let me tell you where I messed up. At one point, I got impatient. I thought, okay, now I understand this. Maybe I can speed it up. So I made a riskier move. Nothing extreme, but outside my original plan. And guess what happened? I lost money, not everything, but enough to feel it, and more importantly, enough to learn. Because that loss wasn't financial, it was psychological. It reminded me discipline greater than intelligence, consistency greater than excitement, process greater than prediction. That mistake probably saved me from bigger mistakes later. The turning point. After that loss, I went back to basics. No more experimenting, no more ego, no more trying to outsmart the system. Just consistency. And this is where things changed. Not dramatically, but steadily. And steady is underrated, because steady is how real wealth is built. How I actually grew the account. Let's break it down. Here's what actually made the biggest difference. 1. Consistency. I kept adding small amounts, not just the original $100, because here's the truth nobody wants to hear. Growth comes from contributions plus returns, not just returns alone. 2. Patience. I stopped checking every day, because daily movement doesn't matter. Long-term direction does. 3. Emotional control. I didn't panic during drops. I didn't chase during hype. I stayed neutral. And neutrality is power. The truth about $100 to $1,000. Now let's be real. Can you turn $100 into $1,000? Yes. But here's the truth. It probably won't happen fast. It probably won't happen from one trade. It probably won't happen without adding more money. And that's okay. Because the real win is not the number, it's the skill. Because once you learn how to grow money, you can repeat it. Again, and again, and again. What most people get wrong. Most beginners fail this challenge because they chase trends, they expect fast results, they quit too early, they make emotional decisions, they treat investing like entertainment. And the biggest mistake? They think the goal is money. No, the goal is transformation. How you can do this. Realistic plan. If you want to try this challenge yourself, here's a real plan. Step 1. Start with what you have, even $50 or $100. Step 2. Choose a simple, diversified approach. Step 3. Add money regularly. This is key. Step 4. Ignore short-term noise. Step 5. Focus on consistency, not speed. Step 6. Track your progress monthly, not daily. The real lesson at the end of this challenge. I didn't just see account growth, I saw personal growth. Because the biggest change wasn't my money, it was my behavior. I became more patient, more disciplined, less emotional, more focused on long-term thinking. And that's when it hit me. The real investment was never the $100. It was me. So if you're thinking about starting, don't wait until you have more money. Don't wait until you feel ready. Don't wait until you understand everything. Start small. Start simple. Start now. Because $100 is not just money. It's a decision. And that decision can change everything. If you're going to start this challenge, comment below. I'm starting with $____. And if you want more real, honest content about money, growth, and building a better future, subscribe to the channel. Because we're not chasing hype here. We're building something real.